There you go. Into the questions.
All right, 8 o'clock. We're gonna get started here. This is a special meeting of the planning board, Tuesday, April 9th. We've got a number of members online. There are two people on there, S. Benzer and C. Levere. If you wouldn't mind identifying yourselves, just so we can capture it for the record, though.
Yes, Craig Levere from TTM.
That's Sean Besner, TTM.
Thank you. So we are here this morning to look at the secret documents. I think this board has had the opportunity to review the FEAF and all the documents that are associated with it. I have one modification that I'd like to make to the FEAF, and then I'll open it up to any other comments. Item 7. Item 7B and 7D. Or actually, item 7 in totality, I think needs to be answered as a yes in there, so we're gonna answer that one as a yes, but all of the items underneath it will be answered as a no or minor impact. And the reason for that being item 7B, the proposed action may result in a reduction and degradation of any habitat used by any rare, threatened, or endangered species. That area is listed under the Indiana bat, so we just want to make sure to capture the fact that we are removing some habitat, but it is minor. I think in everything we've seen, it's about 6 trees, so it will have minor impact. But we do want to capture that, make sure that that has been recognized. Are there any other comments, modifications, changes to the secret documents?
I just want to ask if everyone, all board members, did obtain the proposed resolution in advance of this meeting, and whether you've had the opportunity to review and comment on it.
Yes.
And everyone's comments have been captured, as we know. Thank you.
Yes. You guys want to introduce yourselves as well?
Heather McCollum and Heather Lamondola from Barclay Damon representing TTM.
John O'Brien from Cuba Brewer representing the.
Thank you. So for any of the applicant team, do you guys have any additional comment, questions on the secret resolution?
There's no additional comments. We reviewed the resolution and the part 2 of FEAF. I have no objection to your change on part 7.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You do not have to read the whole thing, but maybe just the beginning of it. You know, refer to it. And it has today's date. No, it's just a meeting.
Okay, so with that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and read a resolution. For negative declaration. Decision of secret DeWitt Landing subdivision site plan dated April 9th, 2024. Decision of the planning board of the town of DeWitt issued pursuant to part 617 of the implementing regulations pertaining to Article 8 State Environmental Quality Review Act, or SEQR, of the Environmental Conservation Law of the state of New York for actions known as DeWitt Landing LLC subdivision, DeWitt Landing LLC site plan. I'm going to forgo reading majority of this document. I think everybody has received it, unless there are any modifications. I'm going to go right to the end, Conclusion. So after review of all of this, conclusion, the planning board of the town of DeWitt has taken a hard look at all environmental issues as required by seeker and hereby determines that the actions herein shall be granted a negative secret declaration, finding that the actions will cause no significant environmental impacts. Motion to approve this. Dave? I will second. All in favor? Aye. Jenny?
Aye.
Great. Wonderful. Easy.
Thank you.
A lot of work. Looking forward to finishing up the rest of it.
Thank you very much for convening this special meeting, allowing us to move forward at Osaida on this Thursday morning at 8 AM. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Can I ask one schedule question?
No.
Would it be possible to have the subdivision on the agenda to be approved so we could get the maps ready to file? Separate from the site plan, or is that?
You do it all on.
Maybe we could. Can you wait till the next meeting? We're not quite ready for that. Which for this Thursday.
Sure.
Okay,
It's probably gonna be, I'd like to uncouple it from the site plan.
we'll take a look at that.
Yes.
Thank you.
I understand the request. Just not ready to do it this week. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Was Waylock's not coming in? Had them on for a work session, but they're not coming.
We're on remotely.
Oh, you are on remote, okay.
Yeah, I'm on remotely and the architect, John Cola should be on as well. He was having some trouble log again.
Okay. As soon as you're ready, let's just push things ahead.
Yeah, I think I see John logging on now. He's the architect with the project.
Okay.
Um,
Make sure that they can share. So. The information that you had sent, the updated drawings, we did receive, but. We can't access them on this computer, so I'd ask that you share.
yeah, I
updated
can, I'm happy to share if you'd like. Hang on one second. I got both plans pulled up here. Can you see the new building elevations?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. John, are you on? Do you wanna take a minute and talk about what you did? I just so you're aware from the planning board meeting on March 28th, I took some time and explained it to the architect what essentially what you were looking for the roof lines. And he put together a conceptual elevation which we sent to you. And let him talk briefly about it now.
Yeah, as you can see with the elevation, originally we had just extended the flat roof portion. One of the comments was, can we mimic the roof line? So, which is what we did. We went ahead and mimicked the roof line and for the new addition so that it feels as one. And then we did keep we did not show a clear story just so to keep the entry point as a hierarchy. But overall, there's no issues with us doing this. Like I said, we just added the roof. We're doing this small addition, and hopefully, this will suffice now. But basically, we will have a small tower element, which has the Pizza Hut logo on it, along the south exterior elevation, and the rest is pretty much the mimic of the other roof. Same slope, and everything, same overhangs.
What's the material on the gable ends?
The existing building has stucco currently, which the top gable is the existing. When you're looking at the west, that top or in the east, but the west, the top is a stucco. It's like a stucco, I believe. It's ephes. It's an existing ephes. So we just mimicked that. We can extend the brick if you'd like, but we just mimicked it because the existing one had that. So we just mimicked the existing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take the new addition piece, top right elevation, and run the brick up just in that gable.
Sure, not a problem.
It's the red in the bottom left. To the left.
Well, that's what I was just talking to Jamie about. So we did go back and pull previous variances issued for signage on this one. There are the existing signage as it sits on the building right now is all approved,
Size. and-
size and location.
Mhm.
So when we start looking at signage here, the question then becomes, and I can't, actually, I probably could.
Was there one on that elevation top right?
Right, so that right now, there's
Back
a
up to-
Jimmy John's, well, no. So everything, if you're looking at the bottom elevation, you've got the two windows that are in the center.
Yes,
The left side where Pizza Hut is, that's the new addition.
Yep.
Right? Currently above that left-hand window.
Yep.
Is where the Jimmy John's sign sits right now. The signage on that elevation is now in different locations and different size.
So if it's on that facade, that's not a problem. Right? But it's the size has to be
Right, that's-
consistent.
yeah, right, so the question is this, the box around the Jimmy John's compared to the box around the Pizza Hut with the roof logo. Square footage question, if they're the same. The being on the elevation doesn't matter as long as that's the same, the architecture appropriate to put it on that vertical band, they put it on, so.
Yeah, and we had the square footage called out. I'm not sure what the square footage are for the existing, but we do, if it's in the records, we do have the square footage on these elevations.
We'll get that to you.
Yeah. So it would have to fit within that same square footage.
Yeah.
That's not a problem, but you guys say you do have what the actual size is for that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely match the square footage. We might be, if we're smaller or larger, we'll get it back. We'll get it back to whatever size they are.
John, can you zoom in on the bottom left? For Brett, just, we're trying to see what all that red stuff is on the wall there. Keep going down. The Hut Lane. Is that a new
It's-
sign?
It's like a stipple. It's not necessarily a sign. It's more of a they just got-
It's a sign.
yeah, well, yeah, technically it's a sign, yes.
Um,
But it doesn't have to be there. If you wish
well,
to,
both-
if we need to
both
remove it, we
Pizza Hut
can.
and Hut Lane are new signs technically,
Correct.
Yeah.
you know.
Those were not on the other, neither were on the other.
That
plan.
everything to the left of the Pizza Hut vertical band, that Pizza Hut vertical band to the left is all new anyway, that's the new addition.
Yeah,
But the variance would allow them to have the same Jimmy John size sign on that elevation.
On that south elevation.
They're just moving into the addition and, but then they're breaking it into
Into
two
two,
signs.
yeah.
Right,
I
so it's,
doubt that's a, looks like a lot of square footage, I'm sure that's not correct, but I will look at that.
right.
But yeah,
They-
and if it, like I said, if it's hot, if the square footage is too much, then we'll just knock it down to whatever we need to knock it down to.
Well, there's that, and then the difference between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right now, Jimmy John's is one sign, now you have the Hut Lane and Pizza Hut.
Unless you stack them together as one
Well,
element, so
for-
red is one sign.
Well, the Hut Lane, you have to be careful about, now we're getting into logo and non-identification signs. So.
We can remove if it's like, yeah, we can look at the signage, but if you're
because
uncomfortable with the,
Right,
we have no objection with removing the
Hut
Hut
Lane.
Lane.
it's not it's not an identifying
Right.
sign, so either
My gut says the Hut Lane's gonna go away, it's Pizza Hut sign.
the correct size, yeah.
Size of the Jimmy John sign.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I apologize.
Yeah, my gut's gonna say that the Hut Lane sign's gonna go away because of the two sign issue. Even if you stack them, it's gonna be as two separate elements versus one sign. So I would work with the one sign kind of philosophy, get in.
Not a problem. We can get rid of this Hut Lane. That's more of yeah, some of their new buildings have it's kind of a branding thing, but it's not necessary. We can, as long as we have the Pizza Hut logo and we match the signage, I can easily do that. More than happy to.
So are we good on the signage on the north elevation? And the reason I bring that up is because that doesn't face a roadway, and I know in the code it states that the sign yeah, but there is an existing Jimmy John sign on that north elevation as well. I just
Yeah,
want to
think
make
that's
sure.
what's in the variance. If it was approved as part of the variance in there, then
Okay,
again, it's the same, you'd have the ability to put a sign on the north side of the building, but it would have to match the, you know, location.
right.
i.e.
And if you
north
can
side of the
get
building
us those
sign.
square footages, we'll make sure we match those sizes.
Yes,
Great, Brad.
Now,
Um,
if we, now Pizza Hut does have kind of standard sizes. If we're slightly smaller than is that okay? Or are we wanting us to be exactly the same or close to?
oh, that's fine.
Smaller is fine. I just, because I know they have
Fine.
they have like this proportion to their signage. So if we get a little, we just don't want to be bigger. Got it.
Yeah, I just want to verify because I want to get the variance application in for the area variance as soon as possible. So we wanted to include that if it was necessary.
Very application.
We have a setback.
Oh,
Let's do a setback.
Setback, yes.
We can-
Yep, I didn't get that in. Do you have the,
I said we could recommend it this week, but I have to because
It's
we
not
have another meeting.
right? That's what I was trying to figure out before.
Mhm.
Do you have the site plan available?
Yes, I do. Actually, hang on 1 minute. Let me it's an AutoCAD format, so the colors are going to be a little.
Then what we want to look at is certainly placement of the transformer, what your strategy is for that. Screen, how you're gonna manage that one, and then I guess nothing's changed in terms of the size of the addition and setback requirement and
No, all of that is the same. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. Can you see that okay?
yep.
So per our last discussion and meeting at the planning board, it was requested that we take this existing transformer, which needs to be relocated, and move it over next to the existing electrical box along Waylock Drive. I don't have any objection to that. The only unfortunate thing is there's a lot of mature screening and landscaping that's grown up around that electrical box since that will have to be replanted and relocated if possible. I'm going to step out there later today and take an inventory of what's there to see if, what can be relocated and replanted, or what we have to replace and get an actual landscaping plan around that proposed transformer location.
We like this approach.
So your intent is to screen it with vegetation versus an actual screen, right?
With vegetation, similar to what you see around that existing electrical box now. And if you want, I can pull it up on Google Earth if you want to see how it looks now.
Plus without an elevation down, there's nothing versus sitting up on top of that terrace. Waiting zone.
And the reason we initially located at the top of that terrace area there was because of there was less mature landscaping that would be impacted. But let me see.
You had a couple of evergreens in there.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, last time, yeah.
Yeah, if are you looking at the Google Earth?
Yep.
Yeah, you can see there's a good chunk of mature. There's some Norway spruces in there. And it's pretty tight to that existing transformer. But obviously we'll have to basically carve out in the back side here for the new transformer location. We will have to screen appropriately with landscaping. I think anything other than landscaping, any screening other than landscaping would look out of place there because of all the great landscaping that's around the site. So that's what we're proposing.
Yeah, so,
Would you attempt to get a spade in there and try and pick them out of there and salvage them?
Well, that's what I wanted to take a look. I have some knowledge on size and species that you can spade. We may ultimately at the end of the day have to get a landscaper out there to find out, but I think that would be my preferred option would be to spade them and relocate them accordingly around the new box, because they're there's this is 15 years 20 years of growth that is that is great from your current nursery stock. So we would want to try to keep that as close as possible.
Great.
okay. No, I appreciate the strategy, we look forward to an update. On what you're gonna do and how you're gonna screen it.
Okay.
Setback wise, I don't think we had any issue with the building. We can make a recommendation, probably not this meeting, but the next meeting.
Okay.
We still have you in front of ZBA. You're more than welcome to make that application. We will make the recommendation to accompany that application.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, we'll get that application in this week. And I saw that or I've got an agenda here that we're on Thursday night as well for the planning board meeting. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know that you need to be here for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have, we'll make the recommendation at our next meeting.
Okay.
Because we had you just simply on for a concept and this is effectively tackling that right now.
Okay.
So at our next regular scheduled meeting, which is a track B, we will do that recommendation to the ZBA. So any updated material that you can get us before then, based on your site visit, would be appreciated.
Absolutely.
Make that recommendation, you'll get to the ZBA and then you'll come back to us for final beyond that. So we'll need, a full updated application package
Okay.
for review.
When you say full updated application package, basically updated plans, I believe you have a seeker form that hasn't changed and the
Correct.
application wouldn't have changed, but
Plans and
the
elevations,
plans and elevations, okay.
a true planting plan, getting it
Yes.
on there, species, the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
Updated elevations. I would probably make reference to previous variances that were issued. I think we can probably give you.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get him that anyway, so we'll review it,
Yeah, if you can get us that way we can note it on the elevations.
right?
Yeah.
What the size was approved previously so that the board has that in front of them.
Yep. So that's what I mean by full or an updated
Okay.
package. Okay,
Yep, sounds good.
appreciate it. Any
All right,
other
thank you very much.
questions?
Appreciate your time this morning.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, appreciate it.
As do we. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think we have anything else after that, right? Motion to close the public hearing.
Yeah, Dave.
Kathy, second, all in favor? Aye. Wonderful. Okay, we're done. We'll shorten the meeting, we'll see White Waters and FedEx.